guys, welcome to Rainy Tuesdays, a podcast by friends for friends. I'm here with Ryan
Hello.
and Adam,
Hello.
and I'm Margo. Hi.
Hi, Margot.
Oh man, how's it been going?
Pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
I'll take it.
Been
You
doing lots
guys,
of driving, and it's been raining a lot. So, free car wash.
yeah, that's a plus.
Yeah.
Um, I like it when it rains like beginning of summer after like pollen has been on your car from spring, and you
Mhm.
just kind of like see it all wash away. You're like, oh, that's nice. My car's not yellow anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had some really strange weather. So I told you guys before the podcast, but Thursday it rained, which was great and not great because we didn't get any work done at the job site, but that also meant we got to go home early. So that was nice.
Yeah.
But before the rain, I always like those moments of before a storm is coming because people
Mm.
start batten down the hatches and stuff. So everyone was getting jackets and stuff, and I left my backpack with my jacket in the car, so I was running out to it. I went out to my car in this gravel parking lot, and two dogs just run up to me, and I get were
Oh.
lost, so I was standing with them, uh, but they were really friendly because they were probably really
Yeah.
scared. It seemed but they stuck by me. I was walking in, I was I don't think you guys can go in, so we got some with the truck, and we found their tag and got them back to their owner. So.
Good. That's so cute. Oh
Mhm.
man. I love animals when there's like a storm coming because they just get really cuddly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was I don't know these dogs, but
Yeah.
they seem to like me, so that's good.
Yeah.
A good sign.
Um,
Aw.
yeah. And then yesterday it was foggy all day. I went to Green Bay that day and then
Mhm.
came back to work, and Green Bay completely fine. Work foggy. And it was just all day. I'd never seen it like that, even during the day. And it wasn't sort of foggy, it was super foggy. I couldn't see 30 feet away.
Yeah. Is Green Bay the place with the cheese?
It's Wisconsin.
Okay. So yeah.
Wisconsin's
Preach
just
the
got the
cheese.
cheese.
Green
Right.
Bay
The
has the
Green
Green
Bay's,
Bay
yeah,
Packers.
they're
Okay. Yeah.
revolting.
Fair. Um, but yeah, no. Our weather's been pretty standard over here. Like we've had a few big thunderstorms, which I like a lot. One
Mhm.
of them was crazy, and I was fully expecting the power to go out, but it didn't. It flickered a little, but it was good. And then it was raining pretty hard this morning. Now it's super sunny. We're vibing.
Nice.
Yeah,
We had a tornado by us, which was kind of crazy.
Ooh.
I
Oh, I heard about
heard.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it took out houses to the town, not over, but a couple towns over.
Mhm.
it's very funny to me because obviously having gone to school in Illinois, a lot of like my college friends are from the Chicago area. Um and so it went through the Chicago area, or at
Hmm.
least one of the suburbs.
Yeah, this is right my suburb almost.
Right. Yeah. And so I got texts from three different friends that were it wasn't my town, but it was the one right over there.
Mhm.
And
It
none of
it
them were
was
in the same town.
absurdly close by. So my girlfriend goes to college in it's Naperville where it hit,
Mhm.
and then my cousins are in the town right next to the other town that got hit. So it was oh well, I know people there, but
Right.
it's also not my town. But my town
Right.
is small
Fair.
for a suburb.
Yeah. That makes sense. But yeah,
But
it's just very funny because everyone's like, ah, no, I hit the neighborhood to the left of me, but not mine.
yeah, it was funny too because so around us they test the tornado sirens on the first Tuesday of every month at 10
Mhm.
a.m. And so that's
Terrifying.
really the only time you hear them because the Chicago area doesn't get tornadoes too often. Usually,
Yeah.
the lake kind of disperses what would make a tornado before it can form. But
And big buildings.
and
The
but
more
yeah, and
buildings you have around and elevation, that's why
mhm.
people always freaked out whenever there were tornado warnings where we went to school. But our school was
It'll
in the middle of a city on a hill, so we were
yeah,
fine.
it would have never have hit us.
Yeah.
That's just not where the
So
tornadoes would
this is an
make.
honest question because for the first year and a half of my college career, I didn't know about tornado sirens at our school because I never heard them
It is
going off at
from
our
our
school.
school. It was hard to hear the siren.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
So
it's very often, at least I felt this a lot, and even sometimes now back at home in my suburb where it's much louder, where you'll
uh,
kind of hear something, but barely, and it'd be like, "What is that?" And it's like this
Mhm.
rain in your ear almost, and then you like listen to it more, and it's like, "Oh, it's the
Hmm.
siren." Because sometimes it's just
Yeah,
not loud, depending
like
on where
at
you
our
are.
school. Yeah, at our school, I just don't think it was loud because I,
No.
never knew about them until COVID started.
Hmm.
And one of my professors, like in the middle of our class, it went off and he was at his home.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I was terrified. I was like, what's going on? Is he okay? Like, oh my God. And
Yeah,
everyone was acting normal.
yeah,
And I was
no,
like,
just goes off.
huh?
It's the first Tuesday.
Yeah,
It was terrifying. I was like, what is going on? And he said that during one of his classes, he forgot because normally he doesn't like hear them while teaching. And so he like fully just picked up his laptop and like everything like that and was just going down to the basement. But he like kept teaching, fully thinking there was a tornado going on. Oh
Either
man.
that or just trying to maybe get quieter.
I guess maybe, but no, he was telling us about that story because it wasn't a class that I was in, and he was like, "Yeah, I figured there was a tornado," so I was like, "I'll just go down there."
Mhm.
But yeah, no, it was very confusing and terrifying to me. And then anytime that it happened this past year, because people were at their homes, I was just like, "Oh wow, that's horrible.
I
How could you
remember,
live?"
yeah, I remember when I was young. Like I live in a lot more tornado area, even though we really don't get that too many.
Hmm.
Um, but I remember when I was young, I got like Lego Indiana Jones for the PlayStation 2, and
Hmm.
I was playing that, and I was on like the second level, and then like a tornado siren went off, so I had to stop playing and like go to the basement.
a
But our
tragedy.
power went out, so I lost the save.
No.
And then a few weeks later, I finally
Devastating.
got a chance to play it again. I was also like probably like 6 or 7 at the time,
Sure.
and got to that same level, and again a tornado.
It was a
I saved
sign.
that
It seems like
time.
it's cursed.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
weren't
I
meant
think
to
I
play
think
that game.
you are causing the tornado by playing this level.
I was sort of scared of that game though for a while because I was like, "Is a tornado gonna happen if I play again?"
It was very funny my perception of tornadoes on the East Coast and then when I went to the Midwest and it's very different. But
Hmm.
like for us, like how you do the fire drills and everything in school.
Yeah,
So like our tornado one was like everyone went into the hallways and like burrowed up against the lockers and everything.
yeah.
Um, and we did that like once a year. And it was always like, oh, this is weird. We're doing a tornado one. Yeah, okay, we'll get a tornado. But it was like, you legally have to do that kind of drill.
Hmm.
And it was always just like, haha, tornadoes aren't real. Because also like when I lived in the South, where they do exist more, I was in an area where it was like, at most you'd get like the remnants of the storm. So it was like there was one time whenever I was in Tennessee that there was like a really bad hailstorm because it was like on the edge of a tornado. But we didn't get the tornado. And so it was just like, it's crazy. Tornadoes, man, fake. And then I went to Illinois, and they're much more real there. Um,
Fairly
it's
common. I mean,
scary.
probably not as common as like Kansas, but
Sure.
Hmm.
you get them
Yeah.
relatively frequently.
Spooky.
So, I saw a fun fact with the tornado is that if you're ever gonna get like sucked up by a tornado, you should knock yourself unconscious if you want to survive, because
Why?
like your body will like, I don't know, just like flail around a lot. And if you're conscious, you'll try to like fight it, which will like really hurt your
Oh
body
yeah,
and kill you.
but if
But
you're
if you're
just going with the
unconscious,
flow,
you'll just go around and then you'll like land down somewhere. You're
What if
you're
you
of course
like,
gonna get like really hurt, but you'll
sure,
survive. So
but what if you like spin with it? What if you're like, we're just going up?
get like a skateboard and ride it, or
Yeah, that'd be fun. I came back and I have some friends who like originally were in Illinois and they were telling me that like when they were kids they would just sit in their porch and watch the
yeah.
tornado.
Nowadays we really don't like unless we
What?
know it's close. Yeah,
Like that's insane.
it's fine. What are you gonna do, even if it gets to you?
yeah.
I
I mean, you're not gonna like run away. If it's gonna get you, it's gonna get you. I mean,
Not gonna
for
outrun it. Yeah.
for us, we have to go down to the basement, so you'll
Hmm.
survive if you're in the basement. But
right.
um, also you can. I mean, there's like indicators for when a tornado's about to happen. So like
Yeah.
to be like, oh, it's suddenly completely silent.
Hmm.
The sky sometimes get a different color, but that's not always. So you're like, oh,
Hmm.
Probably
the
like
tornado's about to hit
purpley.
us. Uh, I don't know, but it's not. It doesn't do it all the time.
Hmm.
Sometimes you can also see a swirl.
Yeah. My
Wait, you don't
sisters,
always see the swirl?
they don't always
So
touch
you can
down.
start to see it form. Yeah.
Huh.
Because a lot of times you'll get the tornadoes because there's I think tornado warning means there's one seen, but most tornadoes don't touch down to the ground, so they're just in the air.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, like, obviously, this is purely based on movies and cartoons, because that's the extent of my knowledge on tornadoes. But I genuinely always thought that like the twister was still going, and like touchdown just meant that the tip of it was touching the ground, but like that it was still going around, like in the sky. So that's not the case,
What do you
given your
mean?
faces.
Well, I'm
Like-
confused by your explanation.
So like the tornado is like this little twisty
Okay,
thing,
sure,
right?
Yeah,
yes.
it
This little
comes
twisty
down.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I always thought that it was just always there whenever a tornado was going on, but like it touching down literally meant it like coming down to the ground, like and like wrecking havoc. And then it would like go up again and move around.
I mean, yes. I think that's
Yes?
kind of
Yeah.
how that works.
Okay.
I don't know what the criteria if it actually has to touch the ground
Yeah.
because obviously you can destroy stuff without needing
Mhm.
to. But
Right.
I think that is how that works. I mean, it'll form in the air and it'll not like physically move down, but it'll like extend so it kind of reaches the ground.
So does it like is it forming in the air like the beginning of the tornado, or is it just like is there still like bad stuff before it does that, or does it like is it once it's formed and it's there until it leaves, or is it like
I am no meteorologist.
Yeah, I'm no like expert, but like
I
a lot
am
of
going off
times
of
they'll get
actually
close and then just dissipate. Is
Yeah.
from what I understand.
my
Okay.
understanding is
Um,
it'll kind of form in the air.
And it's
Uh-huh.
not
It's
like
something
they
to do
just
with the
like start
winds.
appearing. I mean, it is very windy in the area too. So.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you get all these signs, but
There.
I am largely working off
Yeah.
just kind of maybe you learned about this
Yeah.
in like middle school or elementary
Mhm.
school, and I'm vaguely recalling also just kind of what makes sense based on
Yeah.
I
my
saw the movie
limited knowledge of
Twister.
how weather works.
I was also gonna say like you can sort of tell too sometimes because oftentimes like they usually happen like in evenings
Okay.
and it'll be like a very hot or at least warm morning
Uh-huh.
and then suddenly it will get very cool because like I
Mhm.
think like a cold front comes in
It's something. Yeah, it's got the
and
cold and warm winds are what makes it because you need both of them.
sky
Right.
gets very gray, sometimes yellow,
Oh.
and then it'll start like getting really windy. Won't always rain usually.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
'Cause,
doesn't need
The
rain
only
or
one that
thunderstorms.
I had while I was there was it was really bad rain that day. So
Hmm.
that's all I know about tornadoes. Fair enough. One time a college friend came to visit me over here, and she was very like surprised at the fact that we have high wind area signs on our road. And I thought that was really funny. 'Cause she was like, I guess that's just like all of Illinois. Like, I guess it's just all
High wind areas. That's life.
But like,
That could be the new name of our state.
yeah.
Wait,
But we have,
what's
like-
the criteria for? I'm sure you don't know this, but do you like what's the criteria for what makes it a high wind area? Like, do you know how fast the wind's going, or
I don't know how fast the wind has to be going, but I like to my knowledge, it's just like either it's somewhere on the mountain that like whenever you're driving through it, it like the wind will catch your car a lot easier. So if it's a windy day, which it isn't always, so like sometimes you'll drive through a high wind area and it's like nothing, but it's just like kind of how it's one of those signs that it's like bridge ices before road, where it's like that's not always
Yeah.
applicable, but you
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to know this to be safe.
yeah.
And so like if you're going through that area on a windy day though, like you can feel your car moving, and that's very abnormal for the East Coast.
I was gonna say that's
It's
pretty
like,
common
that's
for
pretty
driving.
common. I feel like frequently, if I'm on a long drive, you can feel your car moving with the wind.
Yeah, it's all right. 2 hands on the wheel now.
Yeah.
If that happens when you're
right over
driving
it.
over here, you get home and you like tell your mom, and you're like, "Oh man, it was real windy out today. I felt the car." Yeah. Oh man, fun. But alrighty. Adam had a story.
What a segue.
What a segue! I actually
I have no idea how to connect.
had a
that to
segue,
it.
and then suddenly I lost it.
Oh, if you have the segue, go for it.
No, I don't anymore.
Do
But
you
I
guys remember
also
when segways were a thing?
Yeah, I rode one.
I think
Really?
they probably still exist.
yeah,
But
they
I
how
was
is it
too
fun?
You can do
small and
Segway
too
tours.
young to be able to ride it. But they were like, you can get on it, and I like didn't weigh enough because I was a child. But they put me on it, and I couldn't control it, and so the person just kind of pulled the Segway. So it was really like I was just on like a moving cart,
Mhm.
which was like way less exciting, and it took all of like my Paul Blart like
Oh yeah.
fantasies out of my head.
Have you seen that movie?
Paul Blart Mall Cop? Yeah,
Oh,
it's a classic.
I didn't think real people watch that. I've never
Margot.
seen it, and the only people I know who have seen it are like comedy podcasts that make fun of it.
Mhm.
Because
I
there's
think
like
that's a very
there's
fair way to
specifically a
watch it.
podcast that they watch. I don't remember what it's called, but they watch the Paul Blart movie every year and
Yeah.
have a podcast about their reaction. And so it's like a yearly podcast where they do this thing.
I can't remember much of it. I just remember he has a daughter. He's on a Segway. He's a
Mhm.
mall cop. And I'm pretty sure the guidance counselor from Glee is the love interest.
Doesn't he have
Love
to like stop
interest.
terrorists too?
Yeah, I don't remember if it's terrorists or if it's just general mall thieves
Oh,
What
okay.
a
that are like
classic
planning a heist.
American movie.
Right. Yeah. I think he gets married in the mall at the end. So it's, pretty much an instant classic.
You know
Yeah.
what?
You-
Speaking
oh.
of malls,
Oh.
this is my segue.
Okay.
Perfect. We got there.
I went to Target over this past week,
Mhm.
and suddenly there's a loud noise for my. I don't know if you guys can hear that.
It's
Can-
gone now.
Mhm.
So I went to the mall. The mall has a Target in. I didn't really go to the mall section. I just went to the Target. But that's my segue. So I'm at Target, and I have to get food for this event. My club threw an event this past week, so I was in Des Moines,
Mhm.
and I had to get food. So I'm walking through the food section with my cart. I pass by this aisle full of snacks, and there's this guy, probably a couple years older than me,
Mhm.
Mhm.
who's staring quizzically at the shelf full of Pop Tarts. And so there's a Pop Tart section, probably, I don't know, 20 different kinds of Pop Tarts. And he's
Right.
just standing there, like thinker pose, kind of like figuring out the mysteries of Pop Tarts. And he
Sure.
sees me walk by, and he's like, "Oh, can you do me a favor real fast?" And I was like, "All right, well, this is gonna be odd." And then, but I was like, "Sure," because I'm a helpful person. And sometimes people just ask you for, especially if you're tall, and
Yeah. I was
people ask you for favors all the time.
literally
was
in
like,
my head,
I
I
don't
was
know.
like, oh, he needs your help getting a tall thing.
Yes, this was my first thought as well. But instead, so he's like, "I need your opinion," and then he's like, "But wait, do you eat Pop Tarts?" And I was like, "Oh no, not really. So I'm probably not the best person for whatever you got in mind." And then instantly, he's like, "Why?" And this blue screen to me. No one's ever asked me point blank why I don't eat Pop Tarts in an accusatory fashion. And so I didn't know what to say. And I was just like, I don't know, I guess I never have. And then he's like, well, I guess never mind then. And I went on my way.
Oh
And
my
now I
God.
desperately want to know what he needed my help with.
Yeah, you should have lied.
Yeah, I literally, as I like walked away, I was like, oh, I should have just told him I did. But no,
Oh,
I had to
man.
be truthful and not lie to his face. And then
Fair.
he was so accusatorial. He's like, why?
I mean, you don't eat Pop Tarts.
Yeah.
Because
Ryan,
they're
you eat
bad.
Pop Tarts, right?
I haven't in a while. Like I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
like you'll eat them.
I mean, they're quite disgusting.
I
Hear me
would
out.
eat them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just haven't in a while.
No, yeah, it's not like a staple that we like have in our home.
Yeah, I don't think I've had them since grade school. Maybe.
Grade school.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking maybe like high school.
I've
Someone had
probably
some.
had a Pop Tart once, and it was in elementary school.
That's crazy. There is like a flavor tier, right?
Mhm.
So there's like a bunch of disgusting ones. Those are down
My
low.
favorite is hot fudge sundae.
Wow, I was gonna put that in the disgusting tier.
All right.
There's
Okay,
like,
then what's your favorite?
I'll get to it. There's like disgusting tier where it's like the birthday cake and like the chocolatey ones and like the ones that are just trying to be too sweet, right? Then you have the fruit ones. I think out of those, strawberry is the best. And then you have brown sugar cinnamon, and that one's the best.
Brown sugar cinnamon is good, but
It's
otherwise
real
I'm gonna
good.
take your whole list and just flip it upside down.
Fair enough. Yeah, brown sugar cinnamon though I think is like the only acceptable answer for
Mhm.
people's favorite Pop Tart.
I was gonna say like breakfast is supposed to be unhealthy.
Yeah.
Get your fruits out of here.
Get those eggs and fruit.
But
No
it's still
place
not
in your
healthy.
breakfast. Eat
It's a Pop
sugar.
Tart.
Exactly. Don't try to lie to me. I know you're unhealthy.
They're so bad though. Maybe it was just the one I had. I don't remember what flavor it was, but
Right.
in my very limited experience, the Pop Tart was just gross. It was somehow managed to be like extremely bland to the point where it felt like I was eating cardboard,
You
but
have to cook it
also
right.
like
Yeah, did you
jarringly
toast
full of
it?
flavor. I don't remember. They're called Pop Tarts, so I feel like
Yeah,
like
you
the
gotta
pop the
toast it.
microwave. I don't know, maybe I did.
If you cook it
Right.
too much, they get really hard.
Yeah, that's gross.
It seriously just tasted like cardboard with like a light sprinkling of frosting.
Interesting.
It was
Yeah.
I think
disgusting.
next
think
week you should get
yeah.
Pop-Tarts and try them.
Wait,
Absolutely not.
yeah. Oh my god, taste test.
You should try the chocolate or the hot fudge sundae.
And the brown sugar cinnamon. Then you can settle this debate. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. Pop Tarts are interesting. Do you guys this is a bit of a 180. But have you guys ever stopped someone in the middle of a grocery store like that guy stopped Adam?
No.
I've stopped like employees
Okay.
because once I needed to make like something that had pesto in it,
I love
and at
pesto.
my like local, I may have told the story in the podcast, but my local like
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
store, I couldn't find it, so I went through like all the aisles. It took me like a good 15 minutes, and I finally was like, all right, I'm just gonna ask. And like I
Mhm.
don't know, I feel like pesto there should be more of, but like it was on the top shelf, and there was probably like a book sideways bunch of choices, so there were like 4 choices, and I was like,
There's not that
that
many
seems small.
pestos. I can
Yeah.
only think of like 3 different types of like containers that I've seen. Like it's not super easy to find in grocery stores.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like boatloads of marinara, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think I can tell you if I even see pesto. I don't really like pesto that much, so it's not like I'm looking for it. Marinara
Mhm.
is by far
Mhm.
the best sauce, but I don't know. You just see so many variations of marinara, and you don't see pesto very much.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you want take potatoes, come into like thin like coin slices, and then put pesto on, put some parmesan on, put a little bit of salt, put it in the oven, let it sit for I think like 20 minutes, take them out. Really good.
Sounds delicious. Yeah. Oh man. That's fair.
But yeah, I don't think
Uh,
I've ever stopped anyone in the store. I'm on a mission when I go shopping. I hate
Right.
shopping, so
Yes.
I know what I need, and I'm in and out. And especially because I've been buying my own groceries at for my apartment, obviously. So
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, got this down to a science. I immediately go to certain section of the store, and then I just weave throughout the aisles, and then I
Mhm.
end in like the produce, grab that, and I'm out the door. Well, paying
Fair.
first, obviously, but like
Right.
got down to science, and I'm not interacting with anybody. But
Interesting.
yeah, like I said, people will stop you if you're tall to grab
Yes.
things because
I will stop you if you're
it's
tall to
necessary.
grab things.
So that's happened, I don't know, 4 or 5 times maybe.
Yeah.
I'll do like one of two things. If no one else is in the aisle, like I'm not gonna go and search for a tall person. So I will just like climb the thing because I'm like small and I feel like I can. So like yeah, I will just like kind of like do a little climb and jump thing where I grab something from the top shelf. But if there's like a tall person nearby, I'm absolutely gonna ask because I don't want to embarrass myself. So yeah,
I
it's a
have done
time.
that a few times out and now actually that I think about it. Just
Yeah.
people being like, can you reach that for me? It's like, yeah, sure.
Couple inches, like it does. It's just
Mhm.
can't do it.
It's actually great because you're like, oh, this is a very easy task, and I will feel so good because I helped someone. It's the
What
best.
are you gonna do? Say no?
Oh my
You'd be
god,
like,
I would just
no.
I would cry if someone said no. I'd be like, "What do you expect me to do?" Oh my god. Yeah. Um I'm trying to think if I've ever like stopped and asked someone something random like what types of Pop Tarts they ate and why they didn't eat them. I don't think I've ever done something that extreme, but
Hmm.
I just desperately want to know what he needed my help with.
yeah,
It
I
my
that
only guess is something about like Pop Tart flavors and which one to
right.
get, but
Yeah.
just because there was a lot of options and he was clearly staring at them and had been for I don't know a decent bit, and
Uh-huh.
so that's my only guess, but it could be anything.
Hmm.
I mean, they are also like constantly come out with new flavors. And so it's just the kind of thing where it's like I like brown sugar cinnamon, but that's also like always existed. Like is there absolutely like not another flavor that I could possibly like? No, because they've come out with 50 new ones since I've been born. So like I'm sure that there's another flavor that I would try, but it's like if I'm going to spend my own money, it's going to be on brown sugar cinnamon.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I've done a lot of shopping. I sort of get like sorta. It makes me anxious a little bit, but I
Mhm.
enjoy it overall.
I
Like,
hate it.
I hate it. I
dang.
gotta be in and out. My girlfriend makes fun of me for how like fast I'm walking when I'm shopping because I'm like we gotta go 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 go.
Oh, see, I can't do that. That's too much because I'll be doing a little trot.
Mhm.
Like because I have a tall friend and he'll do the same thing, and I'm like, wait, no. Um, but like I've learned. So okay, I typically we order online and just have them delivered because that was just like a staple of the pandemic, and we just haven't like changed that. And I don't
Mhm.
think I want to change that because it's just so much easier. But if we go in, because I have like gone to a grocery store when visiting friends a few times lately. Um, when I'm with my tall friend, I just don't shop with him. Like we'll end up in the same aisles occasionally, but like we'll both have like the list of what we need, and it's just the kind of thing where it's like if it's a weird to find one, then like I'll probably look in a few different places while he's looking somewhere else, just because I
Mhm.
don't want to like run behind him kind of thing. Yeah, and it's fun. But it's always like I do enjoy shopping with friends more than I enjoy shopping alone. Like that helps a lot because I hate grocery shopping. I think that's the worst type of shopping there is.
I
Um,
would
I
disagree. I would rather
completely
go grocery
disagree.
shopping than like clothing shopping.
Yes, absolutely. Clothing shopping is the worst because like at least for me, I am like I hate shopping so much. So if I ever need to clothes shop, I'm like I know what I want. I
mm,
need this thing, shirt or I don't know, whatever. I go to the store, it doesn't exist. So now I have to find an approximation of it, and it's just a nightmare. And you have to go to like 4 different stores because we'll probably go to the mall. Because if you go to like one store, they probably don't have it, and so just wandering around forever. If you're grocery shopping, it's all there, and
Mhm.
it's even a little fun because you're like, oh, what snacks do they have
Exactly.
this time? Oh, they came out with this weird new product. That's crazy. Maybe
Mhm.
we'll get it just to try it. It's entertaining and it's quick. Because
So
like I
here,
know what
yeah.
food I need and I can very easily get it, especially once I know the store.
Mhm.
And it, I don't know, but shopping is just oh my god, I want to kill myself when I'm shopping.
I would say I love grocery shopping. It's like a mini scavenger hunt. Like you have to have a list because you can't go in being like, oh, I don't know what I'm making because that's not fun. You also can't have a time schedule because then like if you have to be somewhere in 30 minutes, that makes me annoyed. And also it can't be like way too busy. Like shopping at a grocery store in like Christmas time or Thanksgiving is the
awful.
worst.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I like it.
I
I'm
think it's fun.
recognizing now I haven't like clothing shopped in a really long time because like I still have like shirts that I wore in fifth grade
Hmm.
because I haven't grown. And so it's just the kind of thing where it's like if I'm clothing shopping, I'll probably just order it online because it is probably like a very specific piece that I need for whatever. But I was thinking like board game shops. Like that's a fun type of
Oh, I
shopping.
that's like a
Like
special occasion. Like I don't think
Hmm.
I guess
I
my girlfriend and
love
I
game
love going to
shops.
Barnes and Noble. They have a board game
Barnes and Noble,
section.
that's great. I love Barnes and Noble.
But
Yeah.
I suppose I don't if I'm at a board game shop, I'm not
Uh-huh.
shopping. It's like
You're
a
looking
little trip
around.
and you're like, "Oh, look at
Yeah.
this board game. This board game. Wish I had friends to play this with."
That's still shopping. That's just like window shopping, you know?
I
Which like I'm okay
suppose.
with. And like little boutique kind of things because like uh those are cool. Because I've it's been like a long time since I've lived in a place that like small towns are like known for very like small owned businesses like uh tiny little like boutique kind of things, right?
hmm
But then also like big cities are like equally as known for that. You just have to like find the street where they're all on kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, and so, but like the middle ground, I don't know if they have them as much, but I also haven't been in one of those in a really long time. And so like I like little shops like that. Um, but I hate grocery shopping because it's just so annoying. Like it's my least favorite thing to do.
I think
But what's
Um,
annoying about it?
yeah.
I think it's just the fact that it's like there's no fun to be had because it's like yeah I'm not gonna like shop around or anything like that like I'm not gonna care. I'm just gonna go get what I need and get out kind of thing because I don't want to be in there that long. I think the
Mhm.
people are annoying because like there's always a screaming child somewhere in the store. There's always like people who are really annoyed that you're like looking for the right ingredient on a shelf or something because they need something that's there, and it's just like I don't know. I don't
I
like
was gonna say, I think it's like a fun scavenger hunt with like obstacles in the way, which
Yeah,
are
I agree.
people. But like the thing I don't like is all the variety sometimes,
it.
because it's
Yes.
like you get to like the tomato sauce aisle and it's just a whole shelf full of different tomato sauces, and it's like I don't know which one I want. This is like
Yeah.
this one's like 5 cents more, but it
I
might be a
just get the
better
cheapest
brand.
one.
So I used to do that. I used to shop at Walmart, but Walmart, like their great value stuff, awful. Like I understand it's the cheapest, but I
Yeah,
can't
I
do
think
it.
it
I'm too
depends.
bougie.
Sometimes it's fine,
It
but
depends on the
there's
ingredient.
I
definitely
got their
certain
bread.
products where it's like you need to get the
Yeah.
regular one.
I got their
Right.
bread expired within like 4 days. I was like,
See,
this
yeah,
is
that's a lot.
insane.
Y-
All their produce is really bad. I got green onions. The next
Onions.
day they had like I don't know, like expired.
Like
Same with like the
rotted.
onion. Yeah. And I was like, I just can't
Yeah,
do it.
that's fair. I haven't done much grocery shopping at Walmart. If I like, I did in college some, but it was also like mostly pantry kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And that's like easier. Like their sugar and their flour isn't gonna be like bad. Like it's just sugar and flour. Like their
They'll
pasta.
find a way.
Oh my god. Their pasta, if you like put something else on it, is gonna be good. Like it's pasta.
Mhm.
So it's like you just gotta find like the right thing to use it for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I hate grocery shopping. I like it more with friends, and I will say that. I think that's true. And I think
That's just true of everything.
yeah,
Mhm.
everything's better with a friend.
I
I think
don't know if there's
also
anything there isn't.
yeah, I I was thinking about this the other day. I think friend errands should just be a thing. Like, I think you should have a friend in your town that it's like when you have to go to the grocery store, they'll also go. And like you'll just do your weekly like trip together. So that way it's just like more fun.
It it does sound more fun. It would also
Right?
absolutely take double the amount of time.
Yeah.
Sure.
And per my mission of in and out, that's not working. We're not
So
gonna
Adam,
socialize for 2 hours when we could have taken a half hour.
But
Adam,
how much fun does that sound?
that's another thing. I have two things. Adam, when you go with your girlfriend, does it like take longer than it's just you?
Probably a little bit longer, but not
Okay,
overly so.
gotcha. So you're
Because
like
he's
on a mission.
running.
I was gonna say I don't really like shopping with my parents at like some places because like there's like one store that like everyone I went to school with,
Hmm.
like their parents shop there.
Mm.
So it's always like, oh,
You
the
go stop in
shopping
time.
trip that could have been like 10 minutes is now going to take 40 minutes because we're going to keep running into people.
You gotta find
Yeah,
someone who shops the same way that you do. Because like my mom and I, we can go shopping like in a fun place together, but we can't go grocery shopping together because she doesn't like making lists. So she'll just like sit there and like 'cause she'll like have it all in her head,
Yeah.
right? But then it's
that's
like
me. I don't make a list. It's
Mhm.
just all up here.
Now I just make it on my phone.
but the problem
I
when you
just
don't
know
make it
what I
on your
need.
phone is that she'll like just go around and like go to every section, every
No,
aisle
that's
and
what I
just start
do. I
being like
snake through every single aisle and be like, "Oh, what do I need here?" But I mean, going through an aisle takes 10 seconds if I'm not grabbing
she's
something.
not that much taller than
That's
me,
fair.
Adam. Um,
But
so
like, do you ever forget anything? Like, I feel like if I don't write it down, I'll forget
It
something.
has happened, but not often, I would say. Like I went
oh,
Okay.
grocery shopping weekly and I probably forgot something once that I needed.
Hmm.
I will say she doesn't forget things, but she does just take so much longer than she would if she had a list. Um, because like I kind of become the Adam in that situation, and I'll like pull out a list and be like, okay, we need to go with this, and then we're gone. Like we'll leave. But like there's friends that I have that shop like the same way that I do, where it doesn't have to be like, oh, we'll go down every aisle. Like we'll just go down the aisles that we need.
Every aisle. Snake in.
Not
You get
every
to see
aisle.
everything that's there.
You
Sometimes
don't
they,
need
they
that.
have different snacks. They don't always have the same ones, which is nice. And
Hmm.
Mhm.
on the lookout, there's this certain um, variation of pretzel. It's like a pretzel stick, and it's like honey or something. I think
Oh
Gold
my
Gold
god, I
makes it.
remember those.
I think they're usually at Trader Joe's, but they're delicious. They had them once at the Hy-Vee I go to, and I grabbed them, and I should have taken all they had because they're incredible, and they've never had them since. So every time I have to make sure that they didn't
You should check at
suddenly bring
Kroger
them.
because I remember getting those at Kroger when I lived in Tennessee.
They're incredible.
They're very good. Yeah. Oh man.
A travesty that they're not around. But I don't want to go to different stores. I just go to the same store. It's already a pain. So like when I go grocery shopping, there's some things that Walmart has that the Hy-Vee doesn't. Especially if they're like bigger, like more
Mhm.
buy in bulk items. And it is extremely annoying when I'm like, oh, I have to go to Walmart because I already hate going to Walmart. Walmart's always just the worst. But
People are very angry there.
um, I don't know if people are angry, but they're just kind of like uh, not full of themselves, but like definitely completely unaware of what's around them.
Oh sure.
So like
Just
That too.
for
not
my
you,
for me,
me.
I'm
Yeah.
getting in there, I'm getting out. It's like an extreme obstacle course of like, what is this
Hmm.
family doing? And that kid's having a little tantrum. People are like suddenly moving their carts in just the middle of the aisle for no reason,
Hmm.
just to block it. It's annoying.
I
Yeah.
don't care what you want. I need to get my milk. Stuff like that.
Oh my god. Yeah. I don't know. I'm okay with like quick trips to the store, but I think just ordering online is like the easiest thing. And I don't know if I'll ever want to go back because it's just like like why not just have it like all there and you don't have to do anything. You just online shop.
But that's not like the fun scavenger hunt.
Yeah, it's
But I don't have a fun
it's
So
scavenger
I'd
it's
hunt.
so much
say,
fun
make a
and it's more
list
expensive
and
to
then
do that.
go, yeah, exactly.
If you get a subscription, it's not.
You still have
But
to tip the person.
yeah. But like also you're not going to be getting like impulse buys. Like you're just going to be getting what you know you need.
But
I
impulse
suppose.
buys are so fun because
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
think
oh
impulse buys,
look,
like, so I don't impulse buy.
this is an impulse buy. I have some M&Ms here,
Not a
and I've
sponsor.
enjoyed them.
But yeah, I don't impulse buy. My girlfriend does constantly. So like when we go, I'm always like, all right, what's your one thing? And then we get way more than one thing because she'll be like, oh, look at this and this and this, and we'll get all these like funky snack items that are like I never would have gotten that
And
otherwise, and
hear me
they're
out.
fun
I'm
and
sure that
delicious.
costs more than a tip.
Um, I mean,
I
guess I
don't
don't know how
think
much a
so.
tip is, but I would say probably max $7,
Okay.
max.
Yeah,
In
that's the thing.
America,
Then it
snacks are
depends.
pretty cheap.
Yeah,
You can
so
get
like,
like a full snack for like $2,
That's
I've
true.
gone to
especially
the
if only
store
two
and been
people.
like, just finding stuff that's not on my list. Like I bought a pasta and I bought a soup.
Mm-hmm.
And also like a little like muffin cup thing. It's like a muffin. You add water to it and you put in the microwave. It was very
Fancy.
good.
That does sound good.
But
Yeah.
it was like I don't think I could buy those online. Like I wouldn't have remembered to do it. And like the
Mhm.
pasta's come in useful because one of the things I made didn't really turn out too well. So I was like, I'll just make pasta, and
Fair.
it worked out really well.
Yeah.
There'll also be lots of snacks that I'll forget will exist. So I'll
Mhm.
like be in the store and be like, "Oh right, I really enjoy that thing." Like Klondike bars are one of those things that like I think Klondike bars are really good, and especially they make
We've
Reese's
talked
ones.
about them before on the podcast.
Sweet, I'm reinforcing that they're pretty delicious. But I genuinely forget they are an item you can purchase until I see
Mhm.
them in the store, and I'm like, "Oh
They
right,
do feel
those
very
are
fake.
there."
Yeah.
And then they are like kind of expensive, so I don't buy them very often. But
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like shopping as a kid versus shopping now. It's like, oh, I can't have like M&Ms. Oh, I can get M&Ms.
it is that thing
I
of like
already have
I'll
M&Ms at
I'll
home,
be
so I'll get some more.
cruising on by the like ice cream section, and I'll see
Oh
that
yes.
Klondike bar, and I'll be like, oh, those are pretty good. I'm not
Skirts
gonna get
to
them.
a
I'm like,
stop.
wait a second, I can buy them. I have money. But
Exactly,
it is
because like as a
expensive.
little kid, it's like your parents already have stuff at home, and they're not gonna buy more stuff for you. And
Like that
honestly, as a kid,
meme.
I was pretty wild, so like they didn't need to give me more sugar, so I understand that. But now it's like I can have as much sugar as I want. I can buy a whole bag of sugar.
There was
Oh
this
my
snack
God.
item that my girlfriend and I got that just really reinforced how bad cereal is for you. It was
Mhm.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch as a snack item instead of as a
Mm.
cereal. So it was not in
So
the
how do you
cereal
eat
bag.
cereal?
It was, yeah, you just eat the straight cereal. And then I was like, this is marketed as a completely different item, but this
This
is how
isn't
I
good.
eat cereal. And really shows just how awful it is for you. Of like, this is a fun snag item for kids, and this is also what I have. I don't do a cinnamon toast crunch, but I do the Reese's Puffs, which are probably the exact same bad level of like that's my daily breakfast. Or not, it's not anymore, but it definitely used to be.
Mhm. Fair. I think those get
It
like
was
slimy and gross.
delicious.
Yeah, that's fair.
Cinnamon cinnamon toast crunch is second best cereal.
I do like cinnamon toast crunch a lot. Y'all ever mix your cereals?
I don't think I have.
I
I
I'm
only
love
not that
mixed
crazy.
cereals.
if I get cereal, I'm only ever have like the one brand, usually Reese's
Man,
Puffs.
How
yeah,
is it mixing cereals?
so good. Something I started doing at our college because it's so much easier when it's just like a cereal
Oh,
bar kind of
sure,
thing.
yeah.
Um, and then now I do it like if we have more than one cereal that I think will go well together, then I'm
Hmm.
like, like, yes, we'll just throw these in together. I love it. It's so good because you put like the one that isn't gonna get like as soggy on the bottom, and so that way like you can have like the perfect level of like crunch once you've put milk in it, like non-heathens do. Um,
I literally forgot you put milk in cereal like a crazy person. And then I was like, oh, so it's like kind of like a Chex Mix kind of deal.
I suppose you could do that too, but I just think that it makes like the milk experience better.
Yeah.
I suppose
Yeah.
anything to improve what's already bad.
Oh my
I won't stand for the slander.
god. Yeah.
That's why I'm sitting down.
Oh my god. So I have a friend who like drinks a lot of milk, right? I mean like a lot of milk. Like anytime he comes over to my house, I think we need to get like another half gallon so that
That's
he can just have his own
extreme.
milk. He drinks a lot of milk. The like a month ago, we were all on a Zoom call and it was like we were talking. He goes, "Guys, I have an announcement." You're like, "What? Like what's up?" Cuz that's a weird way to start anything. And he goes, "I quit milk." We were like, "You quit milk?" And he was like, "I quit milk cold turkey." And then he told us that like because he just hadn't had milk, and he said so he had done that like 2 months prior, and then he said like a week before he told us that he quit milk, he was like, "I did have a bowl of cereal," and then I drank the milk afterwards, and I cried. What's going on?
I do not understand being that into milk because milk is not that good.
I don't like milk.
It doesn't taste good unless, I mean, obviously chocolate milk or other variations where you do whatever you can to make it not taste like milk, but just
Chocolate
normal
milk is
milk on
nasty.
its own
Mhm.
isn't tasty.
Also, technically, like not good for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like
The
yeah,
idea
not
that
good
it
for
makes
you.
your bones stronger
Humans,
is wrong.
fake.
Like,
I mean, you do need calcium. It does.
yeah,
That is, but
That's
I
not
think
the
you can get
only
but
it
way
the
to
from
way
get
it's
other
portrayed,
ways.
yeah,
It is what not a scientist or nutritionist or whatever. But my understanding of milk and milk products are it is helpful to have when you're growing up to reinforce
hmm
bones and stuff. But pretty much once you're an adult, it's only bad for you.
I was
yeah.
also told because um,
There are
like I was
benefits like there's vitamins and stuff in milk, but
hmm
you can get those
right.
elsewhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was told though that like so long as you're getting enough calcium from like other sources too, it's like you just need calcium, and milk is a super easy way to get that. Because it's just like one quick drink with your dinner kind of thing for a kid. Um, but it's like you know you can do other things.
Not tasty.
It's not good. I hate milk. Like
Mhm.
on its own, it's just not good. In cereal, it makes sense.
Also,
Yeah,
like
I
milk
understand
wasn't
that at
really.
least. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
flavored in certain ways for whatever
right.
cereal you're eating, but just straight milk. Like I
I
remember as a
also,
kid, I'd be like, because your parents would be like, "Here's a glass of milk," and
yeah,
you'd be like, "Well, now this I'll drink this like over the course of an hour because it's
right.
just not that
Not
tasty."
good.
It
Mhm.
tastes very much, I think, like medicine. Maybe a little bit better than medicine because medicine is kind of gross, but
I'm now concerned about the type of milk you're drinking, but
I'm like I'm gonna say like medicine. It's not, it doesn't mm,
Take milk in like little tiny
like
medicine glasses.
yeah.
like they're not the same, but it's of a similar vein. And milk is better, but of like you're drinking it and you know that this is something healthy for you, and as such does not have the sugary tastiness that most other things do.
I know what
You
you're
like
saying.
I'm
I
not
just don't
saying
agree
it
with
is
it.
medicine. Like it tastes like medicine, but it has that like similar aspect of like this doesn't taste good, but you know it's good
Sure.
for you.
Mhm.
Interesting. I don't know. But yeah, I no, I'm also I don't drink my milk after I finish cereal. Like it's like I don't do that because I don't like just milk on its own
Well,
kind of thing. Even like cereal milk.
what's the point of even putting milk in the cereal then?
Well, so I put like less than half of the bowl full of milk. Like a lot of people will like fill it up until they see it like at the top of their cereal kind of thing. I don't like doing that because then there's so much milk left over. And so by the
Seems
time that I'm
like
done with it,
you
because
should
I'll put a little
really
milk like on the
just have
spoon with
cereal the
cereal.
correct way
I
without
was
No.
gonna say
milk.
I drink the milk because it saves me a trip to the sink to like dump out the milk. So just
Yeah.
But
drink
you
it.
don't put
It's
Also,
it
like
there
sweet
anyway.
milk.
also wasteful to just
Oh well, I
dump out
guess it
that.
depends.
You don't let
Oh,
me finish. So what I do is like if it's halfway full, then by the bottom, like I'll just have like milk and some cereal on my spoon kind of thing. And so there's like very little left by the time that I'm done.
Sure.
It's like because I don't
gotcha.
put a lot of milk in there in the first place. I just do enough so that it's not bone dry cereal. Like
Yeah, I don't like dry cereal. I don't
mhm.
understand that. That's why
So
like I put
tasty.
milk on, get it all like soggy enough.
Yeah. Otherwise it like scratches your throat.
Y'all got scratchy throats. I don't know what this is.
You have a scratchy throat because you're the one eating dry cereal.
Yeah.
It's so
Oh
good.
man.
I don't know. I don't get scratched.
Must be nice. Oh my god. Fair enough. I don't know. I think people should put milk in their cereal. But
But if you are putting milk in your cereal, drink it afterwards. Don't just throw like a bowl full of
Yeah.
cereal, a bowl full of milk out.
or
Obviously,
proportion it
if
correctly.
you're doing it like Margot, where there's barely anything left, whatever.
Yeah.
But if you put like a bunch of milk in, and then you finish eating the cereal, and you have the whole bowl full of milk,
Mhm.
drink the milk. That's such a
Yeah.
waste. You know
Or
how bad
seconds.
cows are treated, and you're gonna waste that?
That's true too. I will put more milk in the first bowl if I know I'm gonna have a second bowl. Like if I'm really hungry and I know I'm gonna have two bowls of cereal, then I'll put enough milk so that I can have two bowls of cereal without
Mhm.
milk. Yeah.
Did you know that people didn't drink milk before World War II, really? Like it wasn't a
Well,
common thing. So like
no.
so they really ramped up milk production during World War II just because like I forget why, but it was needed for like the war effort. And so like after it, like they had all this milk and they just were like dumping it. So there was like 2 years straight where they were just like dumping milk. And then
Mhm,
all the farmers got together and sort of like lobbied Congress and was like, hey, can we like
mhm.
convince people to like start buying milk? So that's why you have like all these like government sponsored like got milk campaigns.
Oh,
Right.
And
that's funny.
like got milk came about in like I think it was the 80s
Huh.
because like milk was like sort of gaining popularity because like the government was like, oh look, it's good for you, when like technically, but not really.
Right.
Um,
It's
but
not
like
like better for you than other things.
yeah, in the
Yeah.
70s there was like a big dip of like milk production, so they're like, hey, got milk. So like that's why the government pays all these celebrities to be like, milk is good for you, and like all those like campaign videos and stuff.
War things are so funny to me.
Hmm.
Like
It's
things
just
that came
stuck
about.
around,
Right.
but
Another
it's like
fun milk fact is that if you bought milk in the early 1900s, the milk production was awful.
mhm,
And you know, capitalism. So what they did, because there's no regulation, is they tried to sell you as little milk in your milk as possible. So they'd water it down to the point that it's like maybe a quarter of actual milk in the jar. But that, of course, milk is white, and if you water it down, it's no longer white. So they had to do something to make it white again, so people thought they were actually drinking milk, and they just put whatever they found around to make it white again, like plaster.
Oh.
There's like, what possible thing is white can we put in to make it look white again? And
A
so
lot
this
of
dumped
yeah,
nonsense.
a lot of
Thankfully, don't have that anymore.
yeah. I know that a lot of like early milk use was used for baking and stuff and just
Yeah.
like putting it into things, not necessarily for drinking.
Mhm.
So that's why like you had your milkmen coming around. So it was pretty much like drinking olive oil, I guess.
Right.
Sort of now.
Yeah.
Probably what people would think of it.
That's crazy. I do use milk mostly as an additive for things. Like cereal is the most milk I'll consume, but it's typically like put it in like it's in baked goods or like in like mac and cheese or something.
Yeah, the only reason I ever buy milk is for pancakes.
Oh, and cheese. Cheese too. And
Yeah.
butter.
Fair. Yeah.
A lot of
But
options with milk.
yeah, that's true. Well, alrighty, let's talk about what we ate in our parades this week.
Just gonna say the weather, but the weather's been good. Like I didn't mind the rain.
I did get trapped in my car because of the weather. So
Oh,
when I went
Why?
grocery shopping, as pretty much has been the topic of our episode, but not the Target day. This was a different day. But so I went to grocery shopping, went to Hy-Vee, got what I needed, and this is one of the occasions where I had to go to Walmart to get the things that Hy-Vee didn't have. So it's like was kind of sprinkling as I left the Hy-Vee to Walmart. And then, as I left Walmart, it started pouring rain. And then, as I ran to my car and started driving away, it started hailing as well. So then I was not very far from my apartment. So I got back to my apartment in a couple minutes, and it's still pouring and hailing. And it's just like, well, I guess
Just wait
there's
it out.
like, the parking lot is not that close to my apartment. Like it's a walk outside for I don't know, a couple minutes to get back to my apartment. So it's
Yeah.
like, well, I guess I'm just gonna be here until it stops.
That's scary. What like size hail was it?
Oh, small.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Marbles, maybe.
Mhm.
Pretty tiny.
That's fair then. Yeah. So I was gonna say, like, at some point, if it was starting to get bigger, you should have just like gone inside so that
It
no
was
like
my
glass
thought, and
shattered
I
in
was
on
like,
you.
as the hail was coming, I was like, is this gonna punch through like the windows of my car? But it was
It
very
would have
tiny.
to be a lot
It
bigger.
was super tiny. So like,
Yeah.
it wasn't not that. And I know like that's super rare too for you
Yeah.
to get big hail.
I remember the one that I was talking about earlier, the hailstorm in Tennessee. We came out the next morning and like the top of our car looked like a golf ball because like the hail had been so big and it had like dented the top of our car so
Jeez.
much.
dang.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
Oh,
yeah,
I was
hail is
also
scary.
cheated because because I was only stuck for there for like 10 minutes.
Mhm.
But when the rain stopped,
Mhm.
it stopped in the way where it was then sunny, but there was no rainbow. So I was like, it was still raining when it was sunny at that point because as it moved away, and I was like
Yeah.
looking all around, and there wasn't one. All that for nothing.
It's Pride Month.
Yeah.
It's
There should be
Pride
a
Month, and
rainbow.
you're not gonna put a rainbow out there? Disgrace, homophobic.
The hail is homophobic.
Oh my god. How about you, Ryan?
I can't think of anything bad this week, so I'll just say like it's been good. You know
Good.
those like people talk about like that was the good times when like looking back. I think I'm in the good
Good old
times right
days.
now.
You're in the good times right now?
I'm in the good times right
Oh,
now.
that's exciting. We like the good times.
Yeah.
Fair. Alrighty.
Is there any particular good thing that happened?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like I feel like I'm doing like new things like all the time, and I'm really enjoying it.
He's
So,
thriving.
and I'm learning how to play guitar.
You
Fun.
are.
Not very good at it, but I have a guitar. So
That's the point of
Nice.
learning. Yeah.
yeah.
That's exciting. Oh man. Tune in next week when Ryan serenades us.
No.
Oh my god. Fair. I haven't had a whole lot of bad things. Maybe I've just been like tired. But that's my own fault. I think A good thing though was yesterday was my cat's 4th birthday.
Ooh,
He's 4 now.
getting up there.
He's a little old man. Yeah. We kept like wishing him a happy birthday. I think he knew. Like I think he like had to know. 'Cause we were like giving him a lot of extra attention. We got him a new toy. We were just like, it's your birthday, like and I kept like smothering him. And he just kept like coming back into my room, which like I think he was like, pay more attention to me, please. I was like, absolutely, it's your birthday. So yeah, he was happy with it, and I was happy with that. Oh man, yeah, get yourself a pet. They're really cute. Be followed by stray dogs that need to find their owner. And do what Ryan and his coworkers did and bring them back to their owner.
Yeah.
'Cause that's so scary when they're gone. Like that's terrifying. And go grocery shopping, but do it like in a fun way. So bring some friends. Learn about tornadoes because they're seemingly very confusing. I don't get it still.
You're just summarizing the
Yeah,
podcast
it's like
at this point.
this is the
That's what I
section of
do
the
every
podcast where we recap everything that we talked about.
Too long, didn't listen.
Too long, didn't listen, but you did listen to the very end. So here's what you just heard again.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
hey, have I told you guys about Avatar, this movie I saw with the blue people?
Man,
Let's
do
talk
I
about
have a
High School
story
Musical,
for
the
you.
musical, the series. All right, have a sunny Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.